Today, I, on behalf of my colleagues, would like to make our announcement, and it's a privilege and honor for the Naga Students Federations to announce our inner line regulation commission headed by our senior Senchomon NSN Lotha, the former president of Naga Students Federations, 1999 to 2001. In landmark decisions, the Naga Students Federation, during the 4th Federal Assembly, 4th December 2024, we have taken a resolution that inner line regulation commission should be set up. So with the endorsement from the Assembly for a tenure of 3 years, we have appointed our Sir NSN Lotha as a chairman, Ino Kelunizo Yome as a member, Ino Hukavi Yeptomi as a member, Ino Akum as a member, Ino Seva Vadu as a member secretary. Today, we are confident that the Ilrc will strengthen the existence, the regulatory measured, monitored, and assessments and proper urgence for legal and administration reform that has been existing for the past 150 years. Today, as we have submitted our memorandum to our Chief Secretary just a while ago, now we are privileged, and I'm very sure that our convener, our chairman of the LRC will brief that what is going to take place. So I give time to our LRC chairman, and I'll join in the later course of discussion.
With due respect to the President Naga Students Federation, the colleagues and my co-member here, I would like to also welcome the press fraternity of Kohima for taking the trouble to come and be present in this press conference. We are really thankful for your time. In fact, as far as the inner line bus issue is concerned, it is not a new thing for the Naga Students Federation. It has been championing since 1979, 80, like that. Right after, the NSF actually started functioning in a full-fledged manner. However, over the years, the government also has been very lackadaisical in their process of enforcement, and a lot of loopholes have been created. And in a way, some of the issues in the inner line regulation has become very cancerous. So this commission is task-bound to, bring about suggestions and a kind of regulatory measure for the government to be careful in enforcement. And today we have submitted one memorandum, the first of the memorandum by this Inner Line Regulation Commission. I'm sure you have also gone through the memorandum. As far as we're concerned, the memorandum is very explicit. Just taking you a little bit, as far as this ILB is concerned, it is an act which came about from the Act of 1870, which says that, the government can come out with any regulations in any particular area. So this Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873 was one such son of that 1870. That is one. The very preamble of this act said that for peace and governance, good governance of that area, which means to say that they wanted to bring about peace and good governance in those days of Naga Hills. That's why they have brought this act. Now, because of negligence as well as lack of attention to the enforcement of this 1873 regulation, although there are 3 states in Northeast, Manipur is just newly added state, but the actual original states are Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Mizoram. The 2 states like Arunachal and Nagaland, it has been only facilitative. We have not been regimental. Only Mizoram has been regimental, and they have been successfully enforcing this very regulation. And the state of Mizoram has been benefiting from this regulation in such a way that, they're able to control the economy of their own state. Today, Nagaland is not able to control our own economy because of outsiders. Therefore, one of the pivotal agenda of this commission is that the economy of the state should come into our own hands, and for which the strict and stringent enforcement of this inner line regulation is a must, and for which, as a starter, we have submitted 10-point memorandum. And the 10 points, as I said, you have gone through. So I would not like to elaborate much on the 10 points, but just briefly, I would like to just say that, we have said, like, today there is no such record about the kind of ILB that has been issued. ILB is issued for different purpose, but that is not centralized. So we are demanding that there should be a centralized database system where every record should be kept in one place and taken out as and when necessary. And we are saying that, there should be new establishment and re-strengthening of the existing jackets. And in this, I would like to particularly mention that establishment of ILP issuing office and checkpoints at Dimapur Airport and Dimapur Railway Station. That is the prominent part in this memorandum. And we also have said, like, there should be a separate ILP enforcement wing of the government. And added to that, we have said, like, they should be sensitized. Because the police personnel who are manning these jackets, they do not know who are exempted, who are not exempted. Because of their ignorance, they just let some people just pass through without ILB. Example, like if a driver says that in Nagaland, if you have a driving license, you don't need ILB. And the police personnel says, that is what is happening. And I face that in reality. So we want that while creating a separate wing, this enforcement wing should be sensitized on the provision of the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. Now, we have said transparency in the collection of ILB fees. Ever since ILB was implemented, till today, we want to know from the government where has the ILB fees collected gone, how much it has been collected. And in addition, we have said that there should be a separate account for ILB, and it should be done through UPI mode of payment. That is what we have said. And again, we have also said that in the process of issuing inland pass, it should be at ease. There should be no such, complicated conditions. We don't want people trying to come to Nagaland to be harassed for unnecessary reasons. We have come across that there are, officers who try to put different kind of condition that you bring NOC from that SP, you bring another PRC from Deputy Commissioner of your district. No. What we are suggesting is that Aadhaar card or EPIC should be fit case to process ILB, but the purpose should be scrutinized, and the guarantor authenticity and credibility of that guarantor also should be properly analyzed, and the onus of responsibility on that guarantor should be made more severe. That's what we're saying. And We want that the penalty for the defaulter should be severe. In 1873, the defaulters were fined 100 rupees to a maximum of 500 rupees. Imagine 100 rupees of 1873 and today. It'll be in terms of lakhs. So we're saying that, of course, we don't want that, 1 lakh should be fined. But we want that it should be more stringent and the amount should be more so that, anybody trying to evade the system will be more careful. And the penalty should be, for repeated offenders, the penalty should be more. We're also saying that ILB should not be renewed. It can be extended, maybe 2-3 times. After extended period is over, the person should go out, and if he wants to come inside, he should apply fresh inline pass and come inside. So ILB is not for a permanent stay. That's very clear. Therefore, our message is very clear that we are not objecting to anybody coming to Nagaland. We treat them as a guest. But the moment the guests try to behave like the host, problem starts from there. So we would like to send a message that guests should behave like a guest, and the host is ever ready to be hospitable. So we have submitted this one to the Chief Secretary. Chief Secretary is very, very cooperative. In fact, he's even more concerned. He has given us more inputs. In fact, we were so satisfied meeting the Chief Secretary, and with a Chief Secretary like him, who is so much concerned on this ILB system, I'm very sure that the suggestion put up by the Naga Students Federation will be surely result into fruitful measure, and our meeting today will fructify. That's what I'm very positive. And we are thankful to the Chief Secretary Nagaland for giving us a patient hearing and for expressing that he's more concerned than any other Nagas. Thank you. It's open to questions.
NSF has been, involved with this ILB for so long. So, in all these years, what do you see as the biggest challenge in effectively implementing this ILB?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. See, I will not say that it is just one-way approach. The reason for lack of effective enforcement of this inner line regulation is multiple. Better say the implementing machinery is the government. They are also to be blamed. The lack of awareness by the public, that's also another thing. And even the lack of the knowledge of those people who are coming inside Nagaland, that many people does not even know ILB. This is also one area. So I feel that it is a kind of, multi-edged sword, that you can't just pinpoint one reason.
With the submission of your representation today, does the work of the commission end here, or you say, of course, for a period of 3 years, that what is the next step?
Well, we have made it clear to the Chief Secretary that it is not a demand. It is a suggestion. Therefore, we are hopeful that government will seriously peruse into the matter, and we feel that the next course of action may not be necessary as far as the response of the Chief Secretary is concerned. And after having this 10-point memorandum being put into action, of course, time will tell us that more of such measure or more of such suggestions or other areas which we have not covered in this will surely come up. And we are also very much aware that by one memorandum, we can cover up the whole subject matter. Therefore, as for the start, we have come up with these 10 points only.
in supplement to what she has asked, what would be your, it's a little similar, but what would be your future activities? I mean, you also say that there is lack of awareness. So I also want to know if you are collaborating with any, civil society or NGOs, because there are many organizations who are also very concerned about these things also. So do you have any plans to collaborate with other agencies?
Yes. I think maybe I could not thoroughly answer her question, but you have really made it very clear. That's very good of you. We will be having coordination meeting with various, civil society, including the tribes organizations, as well as we will also be visiting colleges and institutions to create awareness on this. And surely we will not leave any stone unturned to ensure that, ignorance on this subject matter does not become an excuse for anybody to actually default it.
Has the Ilrc faced any challenges in implementing the regulation?
See, the Inner Line Regulation Commission, we took our office and we had the first meeting on 31st of last month. Of course, we understand that we can comprehend, if not apprehend, the challenges that is ahead of us. However, in reality, we are yet to face any challenges now. But we are very sure that any activities without a challenge is no activity at all. So we are very much anticipating those challenges, and there's a saying that when the going gets tough, only the tough gets going, and we are prepared for that.
So is the commission of the view that there have been some government machineries with dirty hands in this issue?
Come again, please.
So the ILP has not been successful for a long time. We all understand that. So is the commission of the view that some government machineries have been misusing it, especially the district administrations who are supposed to enforce it?
Well, these are something which it is on unfounded lines. Although allegations are there, so far no such inquiry has been done in this matter. Therefore, it is one area where I'm sure even for the commission also, in days to come, we will have a thorough kind of examination on this very issue. And any officers, if found guilty doing like that, they should be penalized. We don't want any Indian citizens willing to come to Nagaland to be unnecessarily harassed, and they should be treated well. And anybody trying to take advantage of that should be booked as a culprit.
So presently, in some parts in Dimapur especially, the ILP has been issued by Gaumburas and all. So do you think this should continue? Do you think there's loopholes in this practice?
Yeah, in this regard, the extension of ILP into other districts, so example, Dimapur as you mentioned, see, these things are not, it's just very recent, so to speak. There are so many things which needs to be studied further and addressed. So as our chairman just mentioned earlier, that the commission had our first meeting on the 31st of March, and our first representation to the government from the commission side was today, just a few, barely half an hour back. So the chief secretary also was very positive in our interaction, and from the commission side also, yes, there's, as a commission, we have so many more things to do, so many areas into which we have to study. And one thing which was very encouraging from the chief secretary's side was that maybe the government may explore a joint committee or a joint commission also along from the government and NSF also. So we don't know if that will come to fruition, but even that suggestion is also very encouraging. So coming to what you had, coming back to your question, these things, it comes into administrative matters and all. So yes, if at all, we will be, during our time in the commission, we will try to study into the pros and cons of every level of like ILP implementation or regulation, so to speak. So time will tell for that.
Although the Chief Secretary kind of assured and expressed his concern similar to what you've presented today, what happens if this just remains a document in his office for the next month or year or years?
Well, as of now, I see no room for the government to sit on it. I am very positive about it. Therefore, I don't want to even think that there is a room for if.
If that answers the question.
So,
Basically, on our part, we will continue to engage with the government. So, as Chairman mentioned, like there is no possibility of if.